You know that one thing that you're working so hard for to accomplish, and then something that is completely out of your control blows it up in your face, makes you feel like it's completely out of your reach forever, and makes you feel like you have been catapulted back to square one. Yeah, we're gonna talk about those things today. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nathalie. I'm a musician, and today you're also seeing one wall of the room in which I grew up. So we are back in Belgium instead of the US, and this will be the setup for the next couple of vlogs. But that is entirely besides the point, because today we are going to talk about setbacks. It is something that we all encounter at one or probably several points in our lives. And I wrote down a couple of steps that have helped me in the past, getting through those setbacks, growing through it, learning from it, and I'm hoping that it will help you as well to get or to face whatever you need to face at this point. So without further ado, let's just dive right in. Step number 1, let it all out. Seriously, do not hold back. Just rage, scream in your pillow, cry, use up all the tissues that you have, call a friend and yell through the phone, yell with them, hopefully don't just yell at them. And once like the main edge is off, then it's time to reel it back in. Because dwelling too much in all those negative feelings, that will be harmful for your own mental sanity, so we're not going there. But I remember when I had like a big setback right before I finally made sure that I could go to the US. This was a type of scholarship. It was the second time that I was applying, and this time I had the letter of acceptance of my school. I had the letter of recommendation of my future professor at the time. I had rewritten all the essays, and I did, in my opinion, such a good job. And then they still did not accept me, and that was really a big setback financially for, you know, being sure to be able to go to the US. So I was really, really very emotional. And I remember just writing it off of me. I wrote a blog post, I posted it, and once everything was out, I could take a deep breath and recenter myself and try and steer my thoughts into like a more positive vibe. And I tried to think of all the things that I did accomplish so far and all the things that I already learned from, and somehow that calmed me down enough so I could rethink my strategy. So however big or small your setback is, depending on its size, this might be a hard first step, especially the getting rational again part. The raging will be fine, but getting rational again, that will be something. But no matter how big the setback, I'm sure you can think of a couple of steps in the past that you have already taken that have had some good things happening. And so it's those things that you need to focus on right now. And those things will guide you into something good to come. Okay? So rage and then become rational again. Okay, we're about to rethink our strategy. Now it's the time to remember resiliency. Resiliency is truly one of the best skills you can learn in order to overcome setbacks. And it'll teach you, or it'll make you different from all the other people that are trying to achieve the same thing that you are trying to achieve. Because we are a lot of people, and still, even if it's a small percentage, it still means like a couple millions of people are trying to do the same things that we are. And that's totally fine. We don't need to be afraid of it. But dealing with setbacks, that is truly gonna teach us how we can be unique in the long run. In the beginning, it just sucks. And if we just remember that this is gonna be for the better. This is gonna teach us something good. Then we kind of find this courage and this energy to go through, you know. Resiliency really made me rethink what I want to do as an artist. And I realized at some point that making vlogs is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but I was always so shy to do it. And then the pandemic hit, and our cultural environment is drastically changing, and it will never be the same. So all artists are rethinking their strategy, including me, and I realized that I really like making these vlogs for you guys. And yes, I have a lot to learn, and I'm sure you can write down a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of bullet points of things that I should consider for my next vlogs, and I definitely will if you decide to put down a list like that. But nevertheless, if there was not any setback, I would not have realized that this is something that I really want to do, and that I should just go ahead and do it and learn along the way. So it is the same for you. This might seem like such a truly bad moment, but it'll steer you in the right direction. Just hold on to that thought. Rethink your strategy. Think out of the box. Just go limitless. What are the things that you can do right now to solve that problem? What are the things that you can imagine yourself doing to solve the problem? And then try a couple of those things, even the ones that you don't think will be ever possible for you. But if you just try, you'll see that maybe it isn't as hard as you think it was before. So resiliency, one of the best assets you will ever learn. But it's only through setbacks. And so in the beginning it just feels kind of bad. Number 3, celebrate your successes. Now, in the face of a setback, this is not easy at all. But first of all, right now, you're standing up for yourself. You're coming up for yourself. Or you're showing up for yourself. That is what I was trying to say. And that really is worth so much. Not many people do that, you know? They just have the setback and they just go like, and cry, and that's it. And they don't try it again. But you're trying to work through the setback, and that is fabulous. This is truly the only way that'll lead to success. It's hardly ever a straight line. It's always like a lot of detours and turns and bumps in the road. That's just how it is, because we need to learn. We're here to learn. And so, in the face of a setback, if you're watching this video, I hope you feel like you are showing up for yourself. And I hope that you can, if you just look back a couple of days, weeks, months, however long your project is that you're working for and that you just got the door slammed in your face, I hope you see how much you have grown on that way already. I remember like the 2 years that I worked to get to the US, I grew from like quite an introverted person to someone who would just try and talk to anyone. I went to radio stations and TV, and I was ready to just do interviews all the time. I really would never have dared to do such a thing before. But if you really want something, then usually you go through anything. You're willing to do what it takes. And that is amazing. Do you know how amazing that is? That you are really so determined to go for it, that no matter what someone throws in your face, you're like, I can handle it, I'll work my way through it, I'll get there. That's amazing. That's brilliant. And you should be really proud of yourself for that. You should really feel so good about yourself for that. And I hope you do. I really hope you do. And it's never easy in the moment itself, but there are already so many things you can be proud of for yourself. And if you can just remind yourself of those things, and then make sure that those good vibes kind of take over of all the rage and all the negative vibes that you've been feeling, then I'm sure they will point you into the right direction. They will just show you the way of how to get through this and how to be able to overcome the setback and rethink your strategy, and then finally achieve what you want to achieve. Now the last thing kind of leans towards having those good thoughts coming, but it's to truly trust yourself, truly believe that you still are capable of achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve. I am 100% convinced that if you have this dream or this little thought that has stuck with you for a couple of years, or that has kept you awake at night, or whatever, something that makes you feel alive, something that drives you. If that is what you're wanting to accomplish right now and you are experiencing a setback, then this is just something to make sure that you learn a lesson before you achieve your big dream. Or it's making sure that you have better timing when you achieve your big dream. Something. I know that with my first attempt of going to the US, I was admitted to schools, but I did not have any scholarships. And I was like, what? Like, I can't go? How is this possible? What do you mean? I'm accepted, you know? And I was like bewildered somehow. I didn't understand what was going on. But then when I was in the States now, I see that all the lessons that I've learned in that extra year that I had to try and raise the funds that I needed, all those lessons that I learned truly made sure that I could experience my year in the US to the fullest. Whatever setback you're experiencing right now, and especially if it's a setback related to one of your biggest dreams, like something that you know you're meant to do, really trust that this is not meaning that you cannot achieve it. We live in a world that is next to limitless. I mean, can you imagine like 100 years ago when a pandemic was also happening? People did not have internet. So few houses had electricity. People had just gone through a world war, and we are here prosperous with internet, with cameras, with access to almost anything we want in a heartbeat. So we can achieve anything we set our mind to. I truly, truly believe that. And I hope that you do too, even though you just experienced a setback. You know, a setback is not necessarily something that just shuts you down. You know, if there's one thing true about life, it's that life goes on. And over time, you'll see the path that you need to take. But now is really the time to trust that things will turn out fine. And it's the time to let all the negativity out, bring good vibes back in, and think out of the box. Now it's truly the time to go limitless. You've tried your one method, the one that you thought was safe, and it blew up in your face. So now go limitless. Really think the most crazy ideas and just act on them. Try a million things at the same time, and a couple of those will make sure that something is happening, and you'll set this whole thing in motion, and it'll be like a snowball effect. It just needs to start rolling. So make sure it starts rolling. Okay, if there's one thing you do, please just make it start rolling. Okay, so that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope it serves you, and I hope you feel understood, and I hope you feel a little bit better. And maybe during this video something like popped up in your brain, like, oh, maybe I could do this, and then maybe a little critical voice inside was like this will never work. Well, screw that little voice and just act on that first hunch you had, or the second hunch, or the third hunch you had, and just set things in motion. And if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend if you think that they need to hear this. And leave your comments below if there are things that you have experienced in the past with setbacks and something that has helped you through it. Please go ahead and share. It will be great to hear from you. And if you like, please subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you here more often. I am so grateful for all of you who are subscribed and who are watching. You guys are terrific. And I really, really wish you all the best and all good luck with anything that you're trying to achieve. I 100% believe that you are capable of achieving it. It's just a matter of learning the lessons that you need to learn before you can achieve it. Okay, I'll stop preaching now. Have a great day, and see you again soon. Bye-bye.